Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So unfortunately, more bad news. FTX, their crypto assets frozen by the authorities. And their counterpart, FTX.US, also warning people that they may be shutting down in the next few days. Not only that, we also have BlockFi, who now has stopped withdrawals. So the contagion is spreading. So let's talk about all these news and more. Unfortunately, it continues. The saga continues. First of all, there's a lot of rumors, speculation on how FTX can save themselves. Okay? So I'm going to get to that a little bit. But in the meantime, they are in the Bahamas, and the security regulator in Bahamas is like, no more. They froze everything. Okay? So nothing can be touched right now unless it's approved by a liquidator. Okay? So right now, even if FTX wanted to make moves, remember, I just covered how Tether froze up like 47 million of USDT. You know, there was a transfer. They froze that. You know, everyone is freezing their assets left and right. So, obviously, whatever Sam Bankman is trying to do right now, I don't know if it's going to work when everything is just being halted and every single regulator out there investigating on what's going on. Now, they're particularly interested in this because it has been leaked out and rumored that FTX used half, okay, of their customer assets to fund risky wagers, specifically referring to the $8 billion that was loaned to Alameda Research. So this is what they're more interested in. Not so much that things collapse. I think they care about that. But did they misuse customers' assets? And this is something that SBF said didn't happen. But according to Wall Street Journal, there's someone that leaked this out that, yeah, they did use over half of customer assets to fund risky wagers. This is not good, obviously, right? So every single jurisdiction is investigating what happened here exactly, okay? And in the meantime, SBF is trying to get $9.4 billion from companies as a bailout. So remember that 1-to-1 ratio? Somehow that 1-to-1 ratio is no longer the case. It was supposed to be 1-to-1 in terms of company assets versus deposits, right? It's supposed to be 1-to-1. But now somehow it's not 1-to-1. There's a $9.4 billion hole. So Justin Sun, OKX, Tether, and some other companies may be interested in loaning them $1 billion, but still, you add all that up, they're still billions upon billions short. So are they going to find? And they're trying to reach out to their previous VCs. They're all saying no, right? So is anyone going to touch FTX with a 10-foot pole? Probably not, especially with all the investigations going on. Bahamas seized their assets. U.S. Justice Department also looking into them. In fact, they contacted Binance because Binance pulled out so fast with their due diligence. U.S. Justice Department's like, okay, you guys must have seen something that was bad, right? Because that was just way too quick. So even the Justice Department is probing, even contacted Binance. And this is probably one of the reasons why Binance did not want to buy FTX, because they know there's going to be so much scrutiny over this purchase. That's why they thought it's probably not worth it. Plus, they would be buying them for $9.4 billion. They're going to pay close to $10 billion, and they're going to have to deal with all the regulators. No thanks. No thanks, right? So there's all this. And on top of that, okay, it just gets better. I mean, this contagion just spreads everywhere. On top of that, there is Minnesota Republican Representative Tom Emmer says that, you know how SBF has been lobbying, right? Doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. He claims that he and Gary Gensler at the SEC were working on stuff together. Okay, so Gary Gensler was trying to help SBF and FTX push through a lot of things. So there's that. So Gary may be pulled into this. I doubt it, but there is someone that's pointing fingers like, hey, this guy, he was working hard, trying to rub shoulders with all the right people to try to push whatever agenda he was going to push, right? So there's that. So now Gary Gensler and SEC is involved, right? So that's not good at all. And of course, the bill that's supposed to be shut down, and someone said in a super chat, Julio, that senators are still moving forward with that SBF-backed bill. I haven't read about that, but if so, that would not be good, because this is the bill that basically states all DeFi is bad and only centralized changes are good. But look at what just happened now, right? So there's that. And then, of course, other things are happening. The contagion is spreading. FTX.US, which SBF said, hey, we're two separate entities. Nothing is happening, right? Don't worry about it. Well, FTX.US proactively put out, take a look, this message. Trading may be halted in a few days. Please close down any positions you want to close down. Withdrawals are and will remain open. We will give you updates as we have them. But basically, they're saying, stop and get out. If you can't read in between the lines, I'm telling you, that's what it's saying. Stop trading and get out before withdrawals are stopped, okay? Because they have been tarnished. The name has been tarnished. Everyone is withdrawing, and probably they will be out of funds in the near future, okay? You can't get a much better warning than that. And it's been reported that employees of FTX.US has been trying to sell assets and trying to withdraw as much as they can because they know this is probably going to be shut down. I mean, there's just no hope for it right now. So I'm warning you guys, FTX.US may be the next exchange to stop withdrawals. So if you still have your funds on there, please safeguard your own crypto. Get out of there as soon as you can, because they're even warning you right now. Okay, so if you're not listening to that, then you have no one to blame but yourself. So there's that. Of course, the contagion with Voyager. Voyager says nothing has been consummated. So as for this bailout for Voyager, basically out the window. Okay. FTX was supposed to give back 70% of Voyager assets. That's not going to happen anymore. I don't know if anyone else will take this. Unknown at this point. So, of course, this is also not good. But, unfortunately, another one falls. BlockFi, which had been open all this time with their credit card and with their non-interest-bearing accounts. They were supposedly working with the SEC on getting some kind of lending program approved. But it turns out they were probably being bankrolled by FTX all this time. Ever since Celsius and Voyager collapsed, BlockFi also had a lot of problems, but they said they were in much better shape and they were going to do a deal with FTX. Guess what? They just posted it. Basically, due to what's happening with FTX, they don't know what's going to go on, and they are limiting platform activity, including pausing client withdrawals. So the contagion spread to even BlockFi, but hopefully after Celsius, after Voyager, after Vold, right? And I even warned you guys recently about Nexo, how they had a close call. They had 210 million. They barely withdrew out, right? So hopefully most of you guys have learned to safeguard your crypto and you didn't have anything in BlockFi. Unfortunately, if you did, it's also been stopped. So most likely BlockFi is going to go under as well, including FTX.US. And it's unfortunate because BlockFi, it seemed like they were in the best position because they had withdrawals open this whole time. But unfortunately, I guess they were being bankrolled by FTX, so that's why they were able to open. But they have also closed down. Not closed down, but they stopped withdrawals, right? So the contagion is spreading still. And unfortunately, it's ruining such a good day today, right? Today, we had some good inflation data. Inflation was going down. The market pumped. We needed it. We needed it badly because we were hemorrhaging because of all the FTX news. And unfortunately, a lot of it is still in play and still looking very, very bad. And look at this. 80,000 Bitcoin leaves exchanges as traders lose confidence in centralized exchanges. And this is a good thing. This is not a bad thing. This is a good thing, right? Due to all the collapses that has happened, people are reminded, hey, not your keys, not your crypto. When you leave your crypto on a centralized exchange, they can stop. They can shut down. They can stop withdrawals. They could do whatever they want because they ultimately control the keys, not you, right? So that's why I've been stressing, be careful. Better safe than sorry. Learn how to use a hardware wallet. Learn how to use a mobile wallet. Learn how to use a browser wallet. Any wallet that's non-custodial that allows you to control your own recovery phrase and private keys. So please do so if you haven't learned yet. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. Once you know, it's like riding a bike. Maybe at the beginning, there's a few challenges, but after you know how to use one wallet, you know how to use all the wallets. It's really that simple. But it's good to see that people are learning. 80,000 Bitcoins leaving exchanges. That is fantastic. Now, as for Bitcoin, right, it's still in a good position in terms of being at a very low level, and many indicators and metrics and models still say that Bitcoin is in a great position to flip and move higher. And unfortunately, we were until this whole FTX thing happened. But you know what? There's always new metrics. This one is just showing how many people are in a loss. And we're at the same point as that COVID crash, that flash crash that brought Bitcoin down to 3,800 in March of 2020. We're at that same point. Also the same point when Bitcoin fell down to $3,000 in 2018. That is how many people are in a loss right now. I know that's not a great statistic, but usually when that happens, a reversal happens, right? So take a look at it. Same exact spot. So another one of those things. And you know what? People are taking advantage. It seems like everyone's panic selling. No. People are taking advantage. Look at that. Look at that purple line. Look at how it's flying upwards, right? Ever since we fell down to 17K first time, until recently, even 15K, we're back to 70K. But you could see how people holding between 1 to 10 Bitcoins, these are big, not whale-like, but people that have a significant amount of money. They've been DCAing. You could see how it's just going up right now, parabolically. So there are definitely a lot of people taking advantage of cheap Bitcoin, cheap crypto right now. So that's fantastic. All right. So that is pretty much it. Like I said, today we had that good boost, right? The U.S. market went up 1,200 points for Dow, 760 for NASDAQ. So we had a fantastic boost due to CPI coming in lower than expectation, meaning that inflation slowed down at a greater rate than people expected. And this is fantastic overall. Mortgage rates fell down sharply below 7%. Treasury rates went down. These are all great things because this shows that, yeah, I guess whatever Powell is doing in terms of trying to make people broke is working. And inflation is going down. And if that's the case, then he could become more dovish come December, which could then carry us, into 2023 with lower rates, right? So these are all fantastic things. So it could definitely continue, right? And I'm hoping that it also pulls Bitcoin right back up to where we were, right? We just got to get through all this FTX nonsense, the contagion that is still spreading. But we're still early, only in the second week in November. We still have some time left, and I'm hoping that, this FTX thing goes away. And you might be thinking, well, how's it going to go away, right? Well, either number one is they just go bankruptcy, right? And all the contagion spreads and it stopped, just like Luna when it collapsed and stuff like that. Or two, somehow miraculously, they get some kind of loan in amount of $9.4 billion, and then somehow they're saved, You know, one of these two things. Or maybe there's a third option. Binance comes in and becomes a savior and buys them. I doubt it. No, I'm just making that up. There's no third option. It's just one of these two. And it's one of these two things will happen. Most likely the first option. And hopefully it's a quick, painful, but quick process. All right. Now, outside of that, overall today, you know, we had a decent recovery, but of course we're still lower, way lower than just even a week ago, right? But at least we had something, right, to drive us higher. So overall, that's encouraging. All right, let's do some Q&A. Justin Sun may try to save FTX. Nah, he doesn't have enough money. Rumors are, though, he wants to give up $1 billion to kind of help them, but he doesn't have $9 billion. It's not going to happen. Paul says crypto exchange Gemini says no exposure to FTT Alameda. That's good. Coinbase said that too. I think Kraken is the only one that has some exposure to FTT, but they said it's very little. Right? Let's hope these guys are honest about it. I mean, I don't see why they would be involved with FTT, to be honest, or FTX. But again, like I've been saying, it's never too late to learn how to take control of your own crypto. Better safe than sorry. Hey, Sin City Crypto, please custody your crypto. Welcome, guys, and thanks for that. I think I missed something else. No, it disappeared. I'm sorry. If anyone sent one. Dan. USDT has been recently depegged, but they seem okay. What happens if they depeg like Luna? How bad would that be? You don't want to know. It would be really bad. They have depegged before, and they have gone to like 91 cents before, way worse than the last few days. But yeah, if Tether goes down, it would be really, really, really bad. Really bad. We're talking about $68 billion disappearing from the entire ecosystem. And that's hard to recover. Think about FTX right now, right? They say they're 9.4 billion in a hole. Imagine times 10, you know? This USDT that you're seeing right now, I believe that's only the ERC20 based. There's more. There's TRC20 based. And then there's other chains. So you add it all up, it could be like 100 billion plus. So yeah, it would be absolutely disastrous. Do you think rally will continue after tomorrow? You know what? That's the I don't know. Tomorrow could continue forward because I do think the inflation data is significant. Now that we have hints that inflation is tapering and slowing down, overall inflation went down. We're at 7.7%. Core inflation went up, but it's slowing down. So this is giving markets hope that, yeah, Powell will be dovish, and he may do a pivot soon so that, money flows back into equities and crypto. DXY has been going down. That's important. So we could very well see the rally continue tomorrow and this weekend. Right now, futures market's barely. It's like even. But I guess it could go either way too. There's still a lot of stuff going on. SBF lost a lot of institutional money. SBF wanted by Robinhood. SBF is a real life Robinhood. Okay, that's one way to think about it. What exchange do you use? I use a variety of them. I've been using a lot more DeFi DEXs recently, but in the US, I think Binance.us is my go-to one. Gemini is another one. I don't use Coinbase. And overseas, I use KuCoin and also MEXC, and that's about it. And just a lot of DeFi stuff. Could FTX be the cause of Luna going bust? Maybe. There's rumors swirling. There were always rumors swirling about that. No one could prove it one way or another, but it took someone, someone that had billions to be able to cause this, right? So people speculated it was SBF. I don't know if we'll ever be able to prove that. Do you think Gala and H-Bar will hit $1 by 2024? I don't know about H-Bar. I don't know where they are. The answer is no. If they're 5 cents, no, they're not going to hit $1 by 2024. It was weird that SBF was flooding my YouTube recommendations, say 3 weeks up to this happening. Before that, I'd never seen him before. What do you mean flooding? You mean just like from channels or what? Or advertisements? Today I saw something about celebrity endorsements and so many basketball players. Steph, Shaq, I forgot. There was one other one. But then, yeah, of course, outside basketball, you got Tom Brady, Gazelle, and a few others. And they're all supposedly ambassadors/investors. Kevin O'Leary is also ambassador. I wonder if he also invested, right? There's a lot of people that have a lot of money into FTX. I don't know. I still have a hard time believing Brady and Gazelle put their entire life savings, which is $650 million, into FTX. I think that's false. I don't believe they're that reckless that they put everything they have into FTX. I just don't believe that. No one is that reckless. But if it did happen, he will be playing until he's like 60 years old. Because I don't know how you're going to recover from that. After the FTX fallout, how low will BTC go? I'm looking for a good price. Dan, I don't know. The contagion is falling. A lot of people already said BlockFi is falling. I covered that already. So obviously it's starting to happen. Also Voyager, it already happened, but people are not going to get their funds back. FTX.US is also going to go under. They're already warning people. So the contagion is starting. Who knows? But I'm hopeful that 15K that we just saw a day ago, that was our local bottom and possibly our permanent bottom, and we just kind of hover and recover from there. Gazelle, Giselle, whatever. Is Robinhood safe to keep their funds in? Well, they're a centralized broker and exchange. They are coming out with their self-custody wallet. So I would say use that instead. Robinhood probably is not going to go under, but who knows? Brokerages should be even more highly regulated than crypto exchanges. So you figure... I don't know. I take that back because during the AMC GME days, they also had a stint where they didn't have enough liquidity. So I don't know. I just know that FTX owns like 7%. Do you think MicroStrategy will be in trouble next? I certainly hope not. Michael Saylor's average price is $30,000. So he's like half. So if he actually took more loans or some kind of loans, he probably was margin called and he had to put some more money in. But we haven't seen him, say, oh, I'm buying 100 million worth of Bitcoin. His last Bitcoin purchase was like just 10 million. Seems like either he's scared to make big purchases or he doesn't have enough money anymore, right? But he's still staying strong. Today he had a big interview how like he's sick of Bitcoiners and Bitcoin being labeled along with everything else. It's not a crypto. It should be like separate and going all out, trying to like really try hard to separate Bitcoin from crypto. That's a lost cause. You're not going to be able to do that. Okay. Bitcoin is different from altcoins, but don't don't try to like separate the two. It's just it you know, that's not going to help anything to try to bash everything else at this point. Dan, a lot of it didn't happen because 30 million of the SOL belonged to the team and they stopped that. But 30 million did unlock. But good thing, because today was a rally day, I think no one decided to sell. They decided to keep. But it did unlock, and it could still, people could change their mind. What's okay protocol? I don't know what that is. Cryptari, thank you. Michael Saylor posted a selfie of him working at McDonald's. Yeah, that was before. I mean, everyone, when they're feeling down, they try to be cheeky, I guess. I use Bittrex. What's annoying? Man, Bittrex? That's an old-ass exchange. They were Binance before Binance, and then Binance took over and never looked back. Would not let you withdraw your funds for 10 days. I don't know about that. Every exchange I've used do not hold 10 days. Unless you're talking about like a straight USD withdrawal. But even then, it shouldn't take 10 days. Great North, isn't it crazy how 2021 Solana pump possibly brought us to where we are now? I don't get what you mean by that. It wasn't just Solana that pumped. Everything went up in 2021. So I don't know what you're insinuating. That somehow Solana pulled everything up? I don't quite agree with that. With the wallet, how do you move it fast when something happens in a short time frame? That's why I keep a lot of funds on KuCoin Thoughts. Because you're trying to be a trader. And you're not supposed to. When you try to move a lot of funds really fast all the time, that means you're trying to be a trader. And most likely, you're probably going to lose out. And the answer is no. There's no fast way. You could connect it to a DEX, and you could try to swap within a DEX pretty fast, but there might be slippages you have to watch out for. But, yeah, that's the reason why a lot of people keep it on a central exchange. But you shouldn't be panic selling anyways. So, but that's up to you. I don't know what Caspa is. Sorry. Is FBF going to jail? I possibly think he could be. Not that I'm wishing for it, but, you know, if the regulators find that he was breaking laws by using customer assets and, you know, and anything else that he was doing that he was not supposed to, which seems like was happening, right? Then he could be facing some jail time. If none of that is true and basically a bank run happened and he was just an idiot about it, then maybe not. But if he did something that he's not supposed to, then he's going to be in trouble. Can FTX affect smaller exchanges? Yes. Yes, if they have a lot of FTT tokens. Like Kraken said that they had 9,000 FTT tokens. They didn't really, I don't know who else voluntarily gave that information, but any exchange that holds a lot of FTT tokens could be affected. Will Tether have issues? I hope not. FUD has been spread around Tether for 5 years now. So, but they have been tested. There's been mass withdrawals, and they have been able to fulfill them in the billions, you know, within a day, right? But of course, if there's a bank run, and let's say people try to withdraw 30 billion or 50 billion a day, can they handle that? We don't know. They say they have enough reserves for everyone. We don't know unless they really get audited by some firm that we actually trust. Do you think Cosmos or VeChain deserve to be a top 10? Yes, I do think so. I think they're both fantastic L1s. And, you know, I think they belong in the top 10. Certainly above Doge. Also, I would argue some of these stable coins should not be in the top 10. They are now because of the market we're in, but once we get back to bull market, the stable coins naturally drop off, and then you have more better project L1s that fill the top 10. So yeah. What happens to BlockFi credit card balance if they fail? I have no idea. I know a lot of people use BlockFi's credit card because they were the first one to give out Bitcoin rewards. So I don't know if you're going to be able to withdraw that Bitcoin or anything else for that matter. And do you still have to pay your bills? I don't know. I'm assuming so, but I don't know what's going to happen with the credit card holders. I think Solana has a good crypto, was held in great quantity by FTX, part of liquidation, so that's what's going on. Thoughts? I don't think they liquidated their soul yet, okay? But there was a huge unlock. Luckily, because today was a good day, I think a lot of people that were planning to sell Solana did not, but overall, they're still very down. They're at $16. This morning, they were like 18. They fell to as low as 14 or 15, so they're not that... Still not that great of a position, but a little better. And plus, the team was trying to sell off like 30 million, not because they were scared. They were planning on something that just happened to correlate, and they said they're going to move that. So that also helped. I think there was like node maintenance or something like that. Daniel, I'm not a fan of Render token or Render the project. Sharing GPU over Ethereum network just seems like a bad idea. What do you think about a $350 million lawsuit against Coinbase for infringing upon their IP? Yeah, I saw it. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. Ledger Cold Wallet versus Binance. That's Arizona, man. That's not even a direct comparison. That's like saying, hey, compare a motorcycle to an airplane. I mean, the two couldn't be more different. One is a centralized exchange. One is a hardware wallet where you control your own crypto. So, not the same. Stan, I appreciate that. I do. All right, guys. I'll let you go. Bitcoin, trying to hold at 17K. But, man, there's just a lot of bad stuff. A lot of bad stuff with FTX still, guys. The contagion is spreading, unfortunately, just like when Luna collapsed. But it seems like it's less impactful, at least right now, since it's only been a few days. But Bahamas froze their assets. FTX.us is warning that, hey, get your funds out. There may be, a lot of regulators, placing charges, putting SBF on lockdown soon. BlockFi shut down, unfortunately, at least their withdrawals. So there's a lot of stuff still happening. I know it sucks, but don't give up yet. Let's see what happens tomorrow. So tune in, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, or 8:15 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right? I'll see you guys later. Have a good night. Bye-bye.